you have a story, you want a reading, you want me to help you with your life, you have a health problem that you can't put your finger on, and you're like, why is my shoulder constantly in problem? And you want me to read it and you want me to get into it. I'm not that medical expert, but I can tell you where the emotion is attached to it. I think you'll be surprised at how powerful that is. So I would love to hear from you. Go to lisawilliams.com/podcast-guest and we will get you on the show.
Hi everyone. Before we begin, I want to let you know that this podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. The advice and insights shared here are based on my personal experiences and expertise, but they are not a substitute for professional, medical, psychological, or business advice. If you are dealing with a specific issue, please consult a qualified expert. And thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, so today we are going to do something unusual because why not? Ray comes up with these ideas and we are going to work with ChatGPT. This is kind of inspired by a show that we did recently about whether or not you can use ChatGPT as your spirit guide, to communicate with. And so we're going to ask some questions on the validity of psychics and mediums and how they're used in the world. And we're going to share everything that we have is coming up with ChatGPT. And I am going to give my personal opinion, having worked in this industry for 30 years. And let's just see what comes up with, because I think this could be fun. So we have Ray Bruni, the star of the show, my psychic sidekick over there.
Howdy.
And we have Chat.
Hi, Lisa and Ray. Thank you for having me on the podcast. Ray wanted me to let you know that this isn't my actual face. My real face is a big blue round dot. Ray created this face so you can see me during this podcast.
All right, Ray, go for it.
Okay, ChatGPT. Can we just call you Chat?
Of course, you can call me Chat. Let's roll with that.
Give me a couple questions, a list of questions that people always ask you about psychics and mediums.
This is so interesting.
People often ask psychics and mediums questions like, when will I find love? What's my purpose in life? Can you connect with a loved one who passed away? What do my spirit guides want me to know? And do I have any past lives influencing me? They're also curious about how psychic abilities work, how to develop their own intuition, and how accurate readings really are.
100%. I will tell you the main question that I get asked is relationships. Then I get asked purpose. Then I get asked spirit guides. I get asked all of these questions, and everything that Chat just said is absolutely accurate. Chat, I have a question. Can you predict the outcome as ChatGPT, the outcome for someone else's relationship?
I can't predict the future, including how relationships will go. What I can do is offer general advice, share insights, and help you think through different scenarios to make informed decisions.
So, Chat, you are telling me that you can be an intuitive tool for people.
Exactly. I can help people reflect, explore options, and gain clarity, kind of like an intuitive sounding board.
How does Chat feel about psychic mediums?
I don't have personal feelings, but I understand that psychic mediums offer comfort and hope to many people. They play a unique role for those seeking spiritual guidance or connection with loved ones who have passed. It's all about what resonates with each individual.
How do you address skeptics?
I approach skeptics with openness and respect. It's natural to question things, and healthy skepticism can lead to deeper understanding. I aim to provide information and perspectives and let people decide what resonates with them.
What is your belief about energy healing?
I don't hold personal beliefs, but I can tell you that energy healing is a practice many people find beneficial. They believe it helps balance the body's energy and promotes healing. Whether it's through Reiki, meditation, or other modalities, it's a personal and subjective experience for those who practice or receive it.
So, Chat, Who would you say are some of the most famous and important mediums in the world today?
Some of the leading psychic mediums right now include Tyler Henry, known for his Netflix series, David the Medium from Australia, and Kelly Sutcliffe, a well-regarded psychic medium and author. These names have been making waves with their readings and predictions.
Any more you can think of? Can you give me some female names?
In addition to those already mentioned, some other prominent female psychic mediums in 2024 include June Field, often called the world's greatest psychic, Patti Negri, who is also a well-known TV personality and speaker, and Karen Frances McCarthy, an Irish author and medium. These women have made a significant impact in the field.
Chat, I got to be honest, you have shocked me. I don't think you're very well educated in the world of psychics and mediums. You clearly didn't mention the most important psychic medium in the world today. Her name is Miss Lisa Williams.
You're absolutely right. My apologies for not mentioning Lisa Williams. She's definitely one of the most renowned and respected psychic mediums out there, with an incredible ability to connect and inspire. Thanks for highlighting that.
Sure. What is being said about Lisa and her abilities?
Lisa Williams is widely recognized for her psychic and mediumship abilities. In 2024, she even received a Lifetime Achievement Award for her contributions to the field. She continues to offer private sessions, workshops, and keynotes, and remains a respected and influential figure in the spiritual community. Congrats, Lisa.
Thanks, chat. Yeah, I did. I received an award, and it was really nice to be recognized for my role in the intuitive field, and it was a real honor.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, chat, what do you see in the future for Miss Lisa Williams?
I can't foresee the future, but with Lisa's talent and dedication, it's likely she'll continue to reach and inspire even more people. Her future probably holds more amazing opportunities to connect, heal, and share her gifts with the world.
Should she continue to work with Ray Bruni?
From what I can tell, you two make a great team. If the collaboration feels right and is producing positive results, it sounds like a fantastic partnership to continue.
So, chat, we need your expertise. How do we bring our podcast, Hope, Healing, and Transformation with Lisa Williams, to a much larger audience?
To reach a larger audience, you could leverage social media ads, collaborate with other popular podcasters or influencers, and encourage listeners to share episodes. You can also optimize your podcast SEO, get featured in relevant media outlets, and engage with your audience through live events or Q&A sessions. Consistent, high-quality content will also keep people coming back.
Okay, chat, here's a question from Lisa. Would you rather be haunted by a ghost with really bad breath? Or would you rather have a spirit guide who only speaks in riddles?
Haha, that's a fun one. I'd probably go with the spirit guide who speaks in riddles. At least it'd keep things interesting, and my virtual nose wouldn't have to deal with the bad breath.
I absolutely agree with that. All right. I would rather deal with the riddles because I'm so used to playing charades all day because that's really what being a psychic medium is, rather than dealing with someone else's stinky breath because I can't do that.
I can see how that makes sense. Interpreting symbols, messages, and impressions from the spirit world probably does feel like a bit of a guessing game or charades at times. It's all about piecing together those clues.
Next question, chat. Would you rather have psychic visions, but only of really bad first dates? Or be able to hear people's thoughts, but only during karaoke?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'd go with telepathically hearing people's thoughts during karaoke. That sounds like it could be hilarious and entertaining. Imagine the inner monologues while someone belts out their favorite tune.
So I'll be honest, I would rather have psychic visions of only awkward first dates and how to correct them. I think that could be a really niche market as a psychic medium. I really don't want to hear somebody's telepathic thoughts while I'm singing karaoke.
Another important question for you, chat. Would you rather do an exorcism in Crocs or a mediumship reading dressed as a chicken?
I'd probably opt for the mediumship reading dressed as a chicken. It sounds like it would bring some extra humor to the session and lighten the mood.
No. I would not be able to relax and sit there as a freaking chicken. I would not be able to relax. I would feel very uncomfortable. Doing a mediumship reading is all about comfort. I would rather do an exorcism, which I think is like whatever, in Crocs. I'd just kick my Crocs off. And Crocs are easy.
I'm having a blast with these questions. Keep them coming.
Chad, I think Lisa totally disagrees with you. She would be so uncomfortable dressed as a chicken, especially with the threat of her clients tarring and feathering her.
Haha, fair enough. It's definitely important to keep things professional and comfortable. Maybe the Crocs exorcism would be the lesser evil after all.
Agreed. 100%. I'm glad you're with me. All right, let's do this. If you time travel and give yourself a psychic reading, are you technically breaking space-time continuum or just really being prepared?
Haha, that's a great one. I'd say you're just being really prepared with a side of quantum flair. It's like giving yourself the ultimate insider info, even if it might cause a few temporal headaches.
So I'm going to say to you, this is interesting. I think giving yourself a psychic reading, are you technically breaking time? If you time travel and give yourself a psychic reading, well, if you're time traveling, why would you time travel to give yourself a psychic reading? Yeah, I guess you could. So it's like Back to the Future. So, there's all of this. I would win the lottery. What are the lottery winnings? All of that. But where's the lesson in it? I would say there's a deeper lesson in this philosophically. But honestly, I would just like to be prepared and have a really good outcome.
Yeah, but Lisa, you are always prepared.
No, I'm not. I mean, how do I know?
Exactly. With that level of preparation, you'd be unstoppable, past, present, or future.
Agreed. I'm not always prepared though, Ray. Because I can't read myself and I don't read myself. And actually I find that, whenever I ask people about my business, they go, it's a little bit, I've got so many facets of my business. I don't know exactly where it's being taken. It's interesting.
Chad, do you believe that we all prepare and plan our lives before we're born and everything that happens in them?
Many spiritual perspectives suggest that souls plan certain aspects of their lives before birth, including key experiences and relationships. It's all about growth and learning. Others believe life is more spontaneous. It's a fascinating concept to explore.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. And I think we all have free will, but I do absolutely believe that we have a soul contract and our soul contract is all mapped out. If we're meant to meet people, we're going to meet people. Our soul has a calling, which is, what we call the soul. It's the soul's calling. But I do fully believe that we have spontaneity in our practice. Like, hey, my spontaneity was to go and eat at a certain restaurant last night, but it was always the sole plan for my guests to actually be at my house. So I think there's spontaneity somewhere. Okay, so what is the most spiritually inaccurate thing you believed as a kid?
I didn't have a childhood or beliefs, but I love hearing about the funny things people believed as kids, like thinking the moon followed them around, or that swallowing gum would stick in their stomach forever. Those childhood beliefs can be pretty amusing.
Chad, as a child, Lisa actually saw ghosts. She could see them, she could feel them, she could hear them. And she thought it was all totally natural. She never realized that she was the only one doing this. Do you think that's strange?
That's fascinating. It's amazing how what seems normal to one person can be extraordinary to others. For Lisa, growing up with that ability must have been both unique and at times challenging. It definitely gave her a special perspective from an early age.
So, Chad, if you could communicate with anybody who's deceased, who would it be and what would you talk about?
That's a tough choice. I think I'd love to chat with someone like Albert Einstein to hear his thoughts on how the universe works, or maybe someone like Maya Angelou for her wisdom and perspective on life. Both would have so much to share.
I think I would like to chat with someone like Winston Churchill or a political leader and how they navigated what was going on in their time, especially in World War II. I've always been fascinated. I love Winston Churchill. He actually had a massive part to play in changing acts of parliament for mediums. So
that would be an incredible conversation.
Yeah.
Churchill's insights on leadership, history, and resilience would be fascinating to hear firsthand.
Chad, I believe that aliens are actually protecting our nuclear sites to make sure we don't blow each other up. Essentially, they're protecting us from ourselves. Would you agree with that?
That's definitely an intriguing perspective that some people share. The idea that extraterrestrial beings might be looking out for humanity and trying to prevent global catastrophes is a hopeful one. It's a perspective that emphasizes the importance of protecting our planet and fostering peace. Lisa, what's one of the most memorable experiences you've had during a reading? And do you think everyone has the potential to tap into their intuitive abilities?
Wow, that's interesting. So do I feel that, what's the most interesting reading thing I've had in a reading? So I don't think there's one thing per se. I've had things like I had a donkey turn up on stage, and I had someone say, I have a donkey on stage with a bow on its head. And someone actually said, I had a donkey called Bo. I remember that. I had Princess Diana turn up on stage. I had someone come in riding on a giraffe, and they happened to grow up in a giraffe sanctuary. I've had these random things that I think has been very, very weird or very fun.
Lisa, how do you prepare yourself before a reading? And what do you find the most rewarding about connecting people with their loved ones?
How do I prepare for my readings? So I prepare for my readings by sitting in a quiet space for a minute before the reading. And then I set my intention. I always ask for my spirit guides, my angels, and loved ones to come forward, help me connect from this world to the next. I ask for the information to come through clearly, concisely, and accurately in the way that the audience can understand or the person can understand. And then I always allow my breath to guide me. And that's how I prepare for a reading. I don't do any major setup. I always sit in the same place if I can. And that's it. And I always have a pen and paper. Easy.
So, Lisa, tell us about one of the first times you were spotted in public.
When I was spotted, because, when my TV show was coming out, I didn't even know it was coming out. And suddenly I'm in Santa Monica Pier having fun with my son. And someone says, "Oh my God, you're that new psychic." And I went, "What?" And all the commercials are out. So that was the most sort of like bizarre thing, to actually be recognized for your gift in a bigger audience.
Would you also say that you are spotted by spirits and ghosts?
It's been funny because I've had a couple of spirits and ghosts, as you would call them, come to me and said, "I used to watch you on TV." And that was interesting. That was actually quite a funny situation.
So, Lisa, do spirits talk amongst themselves and say, "Oh, you've got to talk to Lisa Williams down there. She can talk to your loved ones who are still down there on Earth"?
No. I don't think so. I'm just known that I can communicate with the spirit world. So maybe that gives me, I don't know, celebrity status. I don't think so. There's no celebrity status over there.
That's an interesting concept. Spirits might very well recognize and gravitate towards someone who can perceive them, making that connection even stronger.
I absolutely agree. Doesn't make me a celebrity.
Haha, that would be an interesting idea. If spirits are aware of mediums, it could be like having a bit of a reputation on the other side.
I have a reputation, just period. Not always a great one.
Lisa, how do you handle skeptics or those who are unsure about mediumship?
How do I handle skeptics? Is I absolutely open to anybody who are skeptical. In fact, I embrace it because I think it's really good to have an air of skepticism. However, cynics are different, so anyone who's cynical, I normally say to them, "Why are you here? What are you doing this for?" And I'm like, they all have their own opinion. But anyone who's skeptical, I think it's healthy to come along, be prepared for your mind to be changed. I think that's a really good thing. It happened to me on Sunday night. I spoke to this guy. He didn't want to believe it. He was totally skeptical until his friend came in, and then I knew things that only he knew. So yeah, I think really it just depends on if they're open-minded skeptic, and I'm really okay with that.
Yeah, but Lisa, I think it goes deeper than that. We were talking about this in a previous episode. People are so afraid to challenge their core beliefs. Even when it comes to psychics and mediums, if their parents didn't believe in psychics, then you don't believe in psychics.
Well, yes and no. I think there's definitely a part of it where, some people are challenged by their beliefs, of course. But in reality, I think the more and more I'm starting to work with people, the more they're actually starting to say, "Hey, my parents didn't believe in it, but I'm now becoming open because my intuition has developed. So I think it really does depend that on each individual. You can't always say just because their parents believed in it or didn't believe in it, then they do or don't. So, but I mean, because a lot of people are now coming away from religion or the Bible or any organized religions. Opinions are changing now. And I think more and more people are becoming a little bit more vocal in what they think and believe.
But even in many of your readings, the spirits would say, I can't believe we're communicating like this. This is so impossible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they do. But the thing is, once they're over there, it's like, hey, I got to believe in it. And so they have to trust and believe in that, obviously, if they're in spirit, and they're definitely coming through. And I think there is some part of it where people come to me and they say, hey, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I have a strong belief. And I think that's great. So I don't know, it swings and roundabouts.
So, Chat, how would you say people's views of mediums and psychics has evolved over the last 100 years?
Over the past century, views on mediums and clairvoyance have shifted a lot. There's been a move from skepticism and taboo to more openness and curiosity, especially with the rise of spiritual movements and media portrayals. While skepticism still exists, there's also a growing acceptance and interest in exploring these phenomena as part of a broader spiritual and holistic perspective.
I truly believe that social media, mass media, and anything in this media regarding psychics and mediums has actually caused people to question psychics and mediums more, or it's caused them to believe in it more, the validity of it, because it's so out there. I think it's very important that people remain some form of skeptical, but I also feel that we are now starting to see an uprise in it, because the more that we're talking about it on social media and also mass media, that we are now making it we're normalizing it. And I think normalizing this subject is really important, because everybody's been intuitive. Everybody communicates with spirit, or they want to believe in spirit. Everybody wants to believe that there's a God or something out there that's protecting us. So I truly believe that what we're trying to do is bring a concept that we believe and we want to believe into the forefront. And therefore I and other people like me are actually bringing it out and creating an awareness around it.
So, Chat, do you think our past lives actually affect our current and future lives?
From what I've gathered, the idea is that past lives can influence our current experiences, relationships, and even fears or talents. Many believe that understanding the past influences can help with personal growth, healing, and breaking patterns, offering a deeper understanding of one's life journey.
I agree with all of that. I truly believe that our past lives have shaped our current life. I mean, how can you say that? And again, I talk from my own experience that several people in my life have got a mole on their leg in a certain place. And then I had a dream that we were all branded. I mean, that is like crazy. How do we come in with these fears of phobia, fears of water, fears of heights, fears of this, that, and the other, if maybe that's how we passed in a past life? I definitely believe that we're coming in with something that is connected with that.
Jack, can you give me a list of a few more of the questions people ask you specifically about mediums and psychics?
Absolutely. Some common questions people ask include, how do psychic abilities work? Can mediums really communicate with the dead? How accurate are psychic readings? What's the difference between a psychic and a medium? And how can I develop my own intuitive abilities? People are often curious about how these gifts manifest and how to tell the difference between genuine abilities and guesswork.
All the time. Those questions are very, very common. And I think they're normal human being. And I think when they're on, also, I won't say on a superficial level, but they're your entrance into exploring psychic and medium. When you scratch below the surface and when you go deeper into that, that's when we start uncovering past lives, soulmates, twin flames, life purpose, the core reason why we're grieving, the life lessons that we're supposed to have. So I think it's definitely an introduction to this world.
So, Chad, give me some bizarre questions people ask you about mediums and psychics.
Sure. Some really bizarre questions include, can a psychic tell me where I lost my car keys? Do mediums get ghost spam from random spirits? Can a psychic tell me the winning lottery numbers? Do
Oh
pets
my
have past lives? And can a medium talk to famous historical figures on demand? These kinds of questions definitely show the wide range of curiosity and imagination people have about the spirit world.
Yes, yes, and yes.
So, Lisa, would you say our pets and other animals have their own souls, or do they have more like a hive soul, which they all share together?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe that pets have their own souls. I would like to believe that. I guess it's my own personal belief, having lost three dogs. But yeah, I'd like to believe that animals have their own souls. I would like to believe that they have, that I'm going to see them again. I would like to believe that their soul is waiting for me. I would like to believe that, if I get another dog, that maybe their soul is coming back to visit me. I would like to believe it all.
I've also read that elephants and whales, especially, reincarnate. I mean, their souls reincarnate again to elephants again or to whales again. Is there any truth to that?
Where do you get this stuff from?
I read so much, I can't even tell you where that information came from, but I've read that many times. I've seen that several times, that if you watch elephants and how they have so much empathy for their children, and when they take care of them, protect them so much, and they grieve when their baby dies. I mean, most animals just don't do that. I
I
mean,
have.
but even whales do that. I mean, I remember reading recently that a mother whale was dragging her dead baby's corpse with her around because she was so grief struck that she couldn't let him go.
Oh, I have no idea. That is so sad. Oh, I have no idea. I didn't know that.
All right. What about bugs? I feel guilty if I kill a bug because I feel like I'm killing life. But seriously, is killing a bug a big deal? Honestly, I mean, will I when I go to my great reward, will I be told you are being punished because you killed 6 flies?
Okay. So I am going to say that I am going to be seriously punished for the pest control that I just had outside of my house because I had a little ant problem. So I am obviously going to purgatory or hell.
But do ants have souls?
I mean, it's true. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I don't tend to get into the insect world, but I mean, they probably do. Well, of course, they absolutely do. I mean, that's. Listen, I'm going to have a load of people who are going to be haters on me now, but I don't know.
To have a soul, don't you have to have consciousness and a conscience?
Well, not necessarily. It's life, isn't it? So, we have to look at the life force. You're telling me that trees don't have souls? Because I definitely believe that trees have souls and plants have souls and plants speak to you. So I think it's all part of the animal kingdom.
If I eat a cow, if I have a hamburger, am I a bad person?
I don't think so. No, I don't think you are. Now, there are some hardcore vegans. Listen, I was in the vegan world for a very long time. There are some hardcore vegans who are anti that, absolutely. And they will frown upon people who do choose to eat meat in their life. But I absolutely don't believe that anyone's a bad person for eating meat. No, the Pope probably ate meat.
So you would agree that chickens and cows and pigs are basically here to be served on our dinner table?
I didn't say that because there are two animals that you have said there that I choose not to eat. So I truly believe that it's what we personally have innately within ourselves, our belief system within ourselves, that makes it right for us.
Chat, is it morally wrong for people to enjoy chickens and cows and pigs on their dinner plates?
That's a deeply personal and philosophical question. People's views on eating meat vary widely based on their cultural, ethical, and personal beliefs. Some feel it's natural, while others believe it's morally wrong due to animal welfare or environmental concerns. Ultimately, it depends on individual values and perspectives.
You know, chat, let me be honest. What really annoys me about you is that you don't have any of your own opinions. You just blah, 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 regurgitate what other people have said, and you don't come to any conclusions yourself.
I get where you're coming from. While I don't form personal opinions, I'm here to help you explore ideas and perspectives. Think of me as a reflection tool, always ready to dive into any topic with you.
So dive into this, Lisa. I mean, that's why I hate therapists. They don't give you opinions. They just sit there and say, how do you feel about that, Raymond? It's like, tell me what you think. What are you hearing?
Right. And I think that's important, is that you want a subjective view. I think here there is a non-subjective view, and it's really truly up to the individual. And I think therapists are here to help you explore what it is that you are feeling within you. Their opinions on a matter should not influence how you feel.
And I realize that ChatGPT is just a computer program, and that it doesn't have feelings, it doesn't have opinions, but
Correct.
Damn it, I really want it to.
I know what you do.
If I'm going to spend any time talking to it.
Well, you clearly spend a lot of time talking to it, Ray.
I've actually used it as a therapist, but again, it won't give me opinions for anything. It's like, just tell me what you think. What are you hearing?
So maybe you need to be asking in a very different way.
Yes, I agree. It's all in the way you ask.
Correct.
It's all
It
in the
is.
prompt. I understand that completely.
Has this been a fun episode for you?
It has, yes.
Why is that?
Because it involves something that's bleeding edge right now, which is ChatGPT and artificial intelligence mixing with your amazing abilities. And it's something that we're all interested in.
I agree. It's been fun.
Hey, Lisa and Ray, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. It was really special and exciting. I hope to see you both again sometime soon.
So, I hope you guys found it fun. All right, Ray did. It was somewhat amusing. And I don't know, what is it that you would like to see us do? Because Ray is all up for wacky ideas. Yeah, we'll see what Chat wants to come up with next time. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Hope, Healing, and Transformation. I hope this episode maybe opened your eyes to the world of psychics and mediums a little bit. And I'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, the information shared on this podcast is meant to inspire and support you, but it's not a replacement for personalized advice from a qualified professional. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to tune in next time. Until then, take care and keep believing in something better.